Welcome, I am the Gamer Under Development, and this is episode 2 of Panoptica. So, at the end of the last episode, I was thinking about the way that our roads are laid out, and I figured out why I had to swap them, and why it's better to do it a different way. So I'm actually going to go ahead and grab the road upgrade tool, and basically what we want to do is upgrade all the outside roads to two-ways, and leave all the inside roads as one-ways. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and once that's done I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so now that that's done, let's take a look. All of our outside roads are two-ways, so you won't see any green arrows over them. However, all of our inside roads are now one-ways, and they're using that alternating pattern that I was talking about originally. And now if we check our coverage, everything looks great. We have coverage everywhere for pretty much everything. Except for education, which is showing no coverage at all, even though we have a school right here. That's interesting. Let me see something. Okay, so that's just like buggy or something, because once we move it, it shows that it covers all the different areas. So I'm gonna go ahead and place a high school, because we unlocked that right at the end of the last episode. And I'm going to put it right here, inside of what will be the next ring of residential area. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't feel like it's a good thing to have pollution and stuff around your high school. And to a degree we still will, because we'll build industrial right here. We also have a good demand for industrial and residential, so we'll start to build those out too. But first I want to get the high school up and running and make sure that we have enough power and everything. Okay, so our power looks, narrow. We do not have enough money yet to build another wind turbine. But soon. I'm gonna ramp the speed up again. And now we've got enough for another wind turbine. And again, we get 8 megawatts from the wind turbines that are over here on this hill, which is excellent. All of our coverage looks great. We now have enough power, the high school should be going. And now we have a demand for industrial and residential. For the industrial, we're just going to go ahead and fill in this area here. We should already have water and everything there, but I'm not sure, so I'll double check after we finish spraying this down. And after I clean up my overspray over here. Yeah, okay, so they're covered for water, and we'll see how power looks after that new turbine goes up and those industrial areas begin to build out. Okay, so our power is stable after the new industrial areas have begun to build out. We'll probably end up having to place another wind turbine in the near future for the residential expansion we're going to do. But until we get there, I'm not going to worry too much about that. Okay, so this is a little bit of a tricky situation here, because due to the size of the high school, we can't just do one extension out and then come over right here. So instead we have to get a little tricky with it, and we'll come 2 out. Now the big trick here is, in order to make this work, we need to do all of the smaller pieces one step at a time. So I'm going to grab a 2-way road, and I'm going to run it 1 in right there. And the reason I'm doing that is because that'll give us something to sync this road right here up to. Make sure we're on 90 degrees, and looks about right on length. Okay, so that's way too far, so I'm gonna have to come back a little bit. That's much closer, but I might try 1 less. That's fine. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got that new road, and I made it a 1-way, which I shouldn't have, because... oh no, actually this is a 1-way. Okay. So now I'm going to grab the straight road tool, and I'm going to come out 1 again. And I'll do the same thing over here. And then this time I'll grab a two-way road because this is going to be the outside ring. And our curved road tool. Okay, I went way too far out on that one. Oh, we don't have enough money. Okay, so let's get a little bit of money, and then we'll put this road down. Perfect. And then we'll want to do another two-way road that crosses just through here. So when we build out the next residential area, we're going to have to do the same kind of thing with this, because this also doesn't fit within this sort of two-set area. But for right now, we're just going to come over here and start spraying down some more residential. The other thing that's really nice about this is that once these residential areas begin to boom, we can actually pull most of these out, and if we're lucky, we'll actually sync up with the power grid and we won't need any of these anymore. And I'm also going to check the water when we get done, because I don't think that I ran water all this way out. Alright, so we're going to grab the water tool. Yeah, okay, so there's no water for this area right here, so we're going to have to go ahead and build another pipe. And then I'm going to take a look at our water, which is actually kind of bad right now. So I'm going to go into the budget and raise our water budget by 10. And see where that puts us. Okay, so now our water looks good. We have our new residential expansions that are starting to build out. And as this grid starts to extend out and hopefully connects, I'm going to start pulling these out. So for right now, I'm going to rip out those two. And then as the grid spreads further out, we'll rip out those last couple. And the advantage to this layout is now we have really great service coverage, and our traffic flow is even better. As you can see, it sort of disperses the traffic flow a lot more. So instead of like the whole straight road right here being red, we just sort of get little pieces here and there. And right now we have a demand for industrial and commercial. And I'll probably build the commercial first because it's the easiest. Oh, we have power issues. So it's time to place another wind turbine. Okay, so I believe the way these work is when you get enough within a certain vicinity, it actually starts to lower the amount of electricity that they generate. So now we're only getting 7 megawatts instead of 8. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to come over here and put this right up here on the hill. And then I'm going to run power lines over here. Because what that allows us to do is build a whole bunch of wind turbines up here on top of this mountain to get as much wind as possible without having any noise pollution coming over into our town. Eventually, we may end up moving all of these sort of over here. In fact, can you move these? You can. That is incredible. It does cost money, though. But I'll be honest, I'm not super worried about money. I'm going to start moving all these. Because right now we have to worry about noise pollution if we build out any further. But if we move all of these out here, we won't have any noise pollution issues. Well, at least not from wind turbines. If we built industrial out here or something, then yeah, that would probably produce some noise pollution. And I'm not entirely sure, but our water pumps may. Yeah, they produce a little bit, but it's not enough to be significant. We are going to need another one of these to connect to the town, though, so I'm going to actually go ahead and do that. Okay, so now we have power, everybody's happy, we have a bunch of abandoned buildings. I'm going to go ahead and clear all those out. Good, let's get some businesses back up in there. And now we're going to address our need for more commercial and more industrial. And we have water issues. Okay, so I'm going to jump the water budget up another 10 and see if that makes us okay, and if it doesn't, we may need to build a second water pump. Yeah, that makes us okay. But we're kind of close, so soon we'll probably have to build a second water pump and a second drain pump. Okay, one more abandoned building to crush. Do not want to accidentally crush water pumps. And then we're going to start building this new expansion for our commercial area. So I'm going to come down here, one, just like we have in the past. And then I'm going to grab our... Oh, nope, this is the outside one, so this is going to be a two-way road. Perfect. Okay, so that's exactly what we wanted. That ended up working out just perfectly. I'm going to take a look at our water, make sure we're covered. We are, because we're not going to build on this outer road just yet. And then I'm going to come in and spray some commercial down right here. And I'll have to go back and clean up that overspray right there. There's one more step I'm going to do, though, and this is because of the way that our new roads are laid out. I am now going to come in and upgrade all of these to one-way roads, facing the correct direction for this loop. Perfect. And then we will turn the time on and see if our commercial zone starts popping up. Okay, so the commercial need is going down, everything looks good there. The next step is going to be, oh, hey, we hit another benchmark, and now we have access to level 3 unique buildings, buses, and transportation. And a whole bunch of new intersections, a cemetery, and the advanced wind turbine that we're probably not going to make much use of. The cemetery, though, is something that we're going to have to deal with. But I think that's okay, because I think if we put it, like, right here, it takes up about the same space. Yeah, it does. Okay, so if we put it right here, it will cover most of the area. It won't cover this right here, which is strange. Maybe for some reason that needs to be a two-way. I'm going to go ahead and drop it right here. And then I'm going to try upgrading this particular set of roads to a two-way. And seeing if that fixes the coverage. Oops, okay. Yeah, it's sort of fixed the coverage. We have a little bit of a blank spot out here, but I'm not thinking that's going to be that big of a deal. I mean, it probably will later, and we'll have to deal with it then, but I don't think right now it's a priority. This road right here, for some reason, also has bad flow for services, so I'm going to go ahead and make it a two-way. And then take a look at how that leaves our services for it. Okay, so that gives it much better coverage for the cemetery, which is good, because that's what we wanted. You know, at this rate, I'm not even sure we need to build anything on this side for the first tier, but we will want to build something on this side for the first tier of the ring. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a straight road, and go out one. And then I'm going to grab a one-way road, and the rounded road tool. And technically we want it going this way, but... oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no, we technically want it going this way. But I'm going to build it out this way because it'll be a little bit easier. Way off. Okay, let's go with 2. That looks just about right. And then I'm going to go ahead and come back out one more. And grab the rounded road. And the one-way again. Or wait, not the one-way, the two-way for this. Nope. It's better, but it's still off. You know what, at this point I'll take it. And then we're going to come over here and build another 6-lane road out one more way. And of course connect that with a two-way rounded road. So we have a lot of wasted space right here. One of the things we can try doing is we can try running a rounded road from a little bit further up. Kind of like this. Yeah, that sort of works. It'll give us a lot of doubled up coverage, but it will give us some extra area. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'll probably turn this into a one-way because we had traffic flow issues over here. Or, I mean a two-way because we had traffic flow issues over here with one-ways. And then we'll spray down some industry. Excuse me, my allergies have been really, really bad lately. I don't know about the rest of you, but it's just that season here. Okay, so we've now sprayed down all of our new industrial. We need to check and make sure they have water. They do not, so we're going to come down and give them a little bit more water. And we're going to turn the time on, but we're also going to come in and raise our water budget to 100 because I anticipate we'll actually need that for this. If not a little bit more. And then we'll keep an eye on the water and make sure everything is okay. And we'll jump the time up to ×9. Wow, okay, yeah, so water is way, way over budget, which is kind of surprising. So I'm going to bring it down to 95. That's a little bit better. It still gives us a little breathing room if we want to expand. That's about where I want to be. And we're having power issues, so we're going to go ahead and build another advanced wind turbine. Or another wind turbine, because the advanced ones don't work for us right now. Yeah, they don't. Although maybe 14 megawatts for 12K, or 8 megawatts for 6. Yeah, 8 megawatts for 6 is actually better. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that there. Great, so our town is bustling again. Now that we have that new agriculture, or I mean the new industry area here, we're going to push out the agricultural zone to make sure that we are making the best of that. And fairly soon we're going to expand out far enough on this side to get into some trees over here for industry. Okay, so we no longer have a need for industry or really commercial zones. We have a lot of need for residentials. And yeah, this power grid's not going to sync up now, so we're always going to have these wires. That's fine. So I want to take a look at the natural resources. It's going to be at least one more ring before we get into an area where we can really take advantage of these trees. But what that means is that I want to take this ring and make sure that there's no pollution in it, because I don't want the pollution to affect the residential areas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab our rounded road tool, make sure I have the two-way road, and go ahead and round this out. I am not going to build residentials here. I'm actually going to come out and build residentials over on this side. Need the straight road tool. And it's crazy that the city has grown this big. When we started, we weren't taking up nearly any of this area. And now the city is just kind of huge. Which is great, because with the Newville city that I did in my blind playthrough, the city grew, but it grew in a way where like it didn't really feel like it was sort of expanding that much. It was like building little pods that were kind of disjointed. Whereas here it feels like the space has been utilized so well that, you know, we really did build a giant city. Although I guess there's probably a lot more giant, amazing cities like out there somewhere. I know I'm not the best person in the world at this game because I really don't know everything. But I think this is a nice little accomplishment. So now that we've got this new area, we're gonna double check the water out here, and it looks like we'll need another row out here just to cover that last bit of residential area we'll fill in right there. And then I'm gonna bring it all the way out here in an attempt to get a nice good coverage there, and yeah, that didn't work. So instead, actually, let's go straight across. and then just fill that in. Yeah, that's kind of sloppy, I know, it'll be okay. It's still better than the craziness I pulled in the new playthrough. I'm not raising people's taxes through the roof. And then we're going to spray down residential zones here. Afterwards, it's going to be important to watch both our power and our water, because both of those could be potential issues with a new expansion like this. So I'm going to switch over to our power. Yeah, we are awful tight on power. I'm going to go ahead and drop another wind turbine. And then I'm going to check where our water is at. Raise it up to 100% to give ourselves a little bit of breathing room. And we are making a nice sum of money. We have good service coverage. Ooh, actually we're starting to get bad service coverage right about out here. So another thing that we can do with this zone right here that's kind of nice is we can build services out here. Trying to see how much coverage we can really get from this. That doesn't seem bad. I think I'll go ahead and put a police station here. And no, not a cemetery. A hospital would be nice though. And we'll probably want a police station out here too. So that's a good way for us to use this sort of area right there that's supposed to be filler anyway for the industrial zone we're going to put out. Because I don't really care how polluted the area near the services is. The services I don't think complain or affect things that much. Okay, so now we've got that. Ooh, and our water is really bad. It's time for a second set of pumps and drains. There's another pump. There's another drain. That is disgusting. Ew, look at that water. That is a lot of poo. Alright, now let's see if that does it for our water. Whoa, yeah, our water's through the roof again, so we're gonna go ahead and drop the budget down to about 55. We might be able to go as low as 50, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Whoa. Nope, we can't go that low. Let's try 75. 75 is decent. Let's try 80. Okay, 80 is good, but we are having power problems again. So another wind turbine must be built. Not a big deal. We've got plenty of wind turbines. Oop, and then we're building our new industrials. Adios. Okay, so we still have a huge demand for residential, which is crazy because we're actually kind of running out of room for it all. So we may end up having to put like a residential zone over here? Maybe? That would be kind of cruddy. I don't really want to do that, but we may have to. Although I suppose we could build out one more there. The demand for residential is really high, though. So the question becomes, how important are these trees? I think that's actually a relevant goal for us, so I really want to hit that. So I think we'll probably end up building industrial there like I originally planned. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button. If you want to know when the next one goes up, please click subscribe. I'm the Gamer Under Development, thanks for watching, and please game responsibly.